As I was driving down Santa Monica Boulevard, a month later, I was supposed to have a surgery on my shoulder. And as I was taking a right turn, there's a guy barreling down on Santa Monica using his cell phone. I saw him using his cell phone. And as I tried to make that accelerated turn, instead of him going around me, he went through me.
General Hospital. This is Medic 5, currently inbound to your facility, ETA of about 10 minutes.
He hit me from behind, and I spun around and I hit 6 cars. My whole door was caved in. Not sure how or why, and people that were there who got out of the car to try to see how I was don't even understand how I was able to get out of the car. I pushed it somehow with my foot, and I passed out on the ground. So they took me to the hospital. I did a CAT scan. They did all these different tests on me, but they never, ever did a MRI on my back. I went home, I rested for the next 3 weeks. I had pain in my neck, I had a little bit of pain in my back and in my shoulder, but I didn't feel the pain that I thought that I would have felt having hit 6 cars. 4.5 weeks later, I do surgery on my shoulder. I go into rehab. The rehab wasn't the best that I had thought it could be. I started to play around with exercise already. And I went for a walk just to get the cardio back in me. It's a track there. I did 1/2 of the track and I fell. And I crawled myself back to the car. I called the ambulance. I said, please, you need to come and help me. I can't move, I can't even get up. My back is just done. They took me to the hospital. I did an MRI and they discovered that I have 4 herniated discs in my back from my L2 to S1. When you can't move, you know, for a period of time in your life, you feel useless. My accident, my method, and my life, and how it grew from that moment. All right, 3, 2, 1. My name is Justin Gelband. I was born in Morristown, New Jersey in 1973. I knew what I wanted to do at a young age. So at 3, 4, 5 years old, we had the opportunity with my grandparents taking us to go to a community pool. They had a swim team, and they had a tennis team, and they had a soccer team. I loved running. I loved being active. I started at 8, 9, 10 years old. We would swim 4 hours a day or swimming anywhere from 8 to 10 miles a day. So I swam nationally. It brought me responsibility of being disciplined. And that was the one thing that I think that's grown me and who I am is discipline. Starting my career as a trainer all began once I left college. I had started my own little swim school, training little kids from 6 months to 6 years. It was the most empowering thing in the world. What opened my eyes was I was going back and forth to 24-hour fitness, and I was watching all the other trainers train. And I was like, this is just not proper training. This is not proper exercise. And I said, you know what? This is where I'm going to start my career, because I know that I can give all these people in this facility the opportunity to be their best by understanding who they are. You need to use what you have in front of you and create that. And so I started not only playing with emotions and movements, but I started to learn from the individuals. My own clients taught me about me. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am, Justin Gelband, laying in bed. I just had my surgery. I just put a prosthetic in my hip, reconstructive hip. We will go on our next journey together, and I'm really looking forward to really taking everything that I've learned, created, developed, and making it into the Justin Gelband method to spread around the entire world. Thank you. Woohoo! Go Justin Gelband. The accident. How did I start my training and my method? All combined in one. The accident happened trying to get back into my career, created my own physical therapy for my shoulder, number one, I'd went to every doctor, every physician, every sports medicine, anybody that could help me. I was doing acupuncture, I was doing massage, I did a VAX-D table, I did an inversion table, I did everything that you could possibly do to be healthy, and nothing worked. I went to every doctor and all the doctors said, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this rod in your back, about this big, you're not gonna have any more rotation. I said, no way. I had already been certified from National Academy of Sports Medicine, I had my license for massage therapy, I had already studied yoga and Pilates and this and that, and I had all the tools. So I did, I started playing with little steps, anterior, posterior, lateral, rotational, trying to create something that you use in everyday life, and that's how I created my method. And I started to see that I was able to move after 3, 4, 5 months in a way that I never could move before because I had balance, stability, mobility. And then what I did was I went back and I started using this on my clients. And that's where I started to see that not only building the foundation of the body, which I had already been doing before, but building the foundation to each and every body individually and watching how they grew as individuals based on their lifestyle. I myself couldn't move. So how can I teach others to move? But once I was able to recuperate and once I was able to do the physical therapy necessary to make me the best me, I would be able to go out there and teach the world how to be the best you. And so that's where my career started. I knew for me that I needed to find my niche. The first model that I trained, her name was Christy Pierce. And Christy Pierce was dating at the time Josh Duhamel. I said, hey, you want to train me for this movie? I didn't know, okay, well, how do you deal with trained celebrities? And part of the movie, they had another guy named Topher Grace, who was on that 70s show that also needed to train for this role. And Topher introduced me to Anne Hathaway, which I got the opportunity to train her for Havoc. And at the same time, I was training this guy named Christian B, who was a radio disc jockey. You know who's gonna be at my studio today? Paul Oakenfold. I was like, no way. I ended up meeting Paul in the year 2000, and we've been great friends ever since. Josh and Paul and Topher at the time really taught me what it was like to work with celebrities and work with an industry that there's a lot of darkness to it and there's a lot of light to it, and it's what you make of it. And then in 2006, I went to the Roosevelt Hotel. It was an event that was going on there. Josh's publicist introduced me to a woman named Angela Lindvall. And Angela was trying to get in shape for Sports Illustrated magazine at the time and to get on the Victoria's Secret runway. And because if I hadn't met her, I wouldn't have had the career that I had. She said, hey, listen, I'm gonna need you for the exercise part. I have the nutrition part. We'll work together as a team. And she just had her second baby. But working with a woman that needed to lose 30 pounds to get on the Victoria's Secret runway, we have 3 months to do it. And that's when my mind started to really start to create. And it started to evolve as a trainer. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna use these types of exercise for Pilates, these types of exercise for mobility, stability, movement, motion. We're gonna put it all together. We're gonna use the fact that, you know, she's a model that's already been in shape, always looked good, but we're gonna use all the tools that we can to make her her best. Got her on the Victoria's Secret runway. I started getting phone calls from New York because of her. Hey, you wanna come to New York? Yes, we're gonna go to New York. And when I got to New York, I was introduced to Miranda Kerr. And that was my first big young model who was working for Victoria's Secret and Pink at the time. And we worked out 5 days a week. She showed me the ropes. I decided, you know what? If I'm gonna work with models for a living, I'm gonna learn the whole business.
Like you're hot, but not like me. Hello. Hi.
after training the first Victoria's Secret show, I had the opportunity to use the learning experiences that I had working with these people. And then in 2008, Candace Swampole was walking on the runway. And I was like, wow. And I can work together as a team with her. We can create something that no one's ever created, because she had a background in being a ballet dancer for 12 years, and she was always athletic, and she always participated in sports. And I went to her agent, I was like, listen, I want to train this girl. I will give her the first 10 sessions for free, okay? If after I'm done with these 10 sessions, she doesn't want to pay for it and she doesn't want to be involved, that's fine. Just give me the chance.
Hi, I'm Candace, and I'm going to show you how to train like an angel. I'm here with my trainer, Justin.
I got introduced to Candace, and we hit it off right away. Her personality and my personality clicked in the way that we knew as a team. She was doing Pink, she was doing Victoria's Secret, she started campaigns, and I was like, you know what, girl? You can change this business. You can change new size 2, right? Lean, fit, toned, and shaped, sexy, beautiful. Candace was her own woman. She was gonna be that woman that people are gonna look up to. Wow, she empowers me. She makes me feel good. And through the opportunity to work with Candace, gave me the opportunity to work with everyone. She was living at the time with Irina, started working with Irina Shayk, introduced by their agent and manager as well, started working with Bihati, and it just turned into like a revolution of working with supermodels. And it wasn't because, oh yeah, I wanted to work with supermodels. It was, I wanted to prove a point to the industry that these women can be the best that they can be. They can be lean and sexy and toned and in shape, and they don't have to use the negativity that the business was bringing. Smoking and drinking and the whole business was turning into something that people were giving it a negative connotation. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna change that. And I'm gonna show the industry that these women can be beautiful and sexy and can eat healthy and can feel empowered and can connect their mind and brain and body to exercise and movement that I'm delivering to them. And that's what I was able to create.
And people to this day say, I still do your Train Like an Angel video. It's amazing. It made me feel so good. My body feels so good. And it's just a 10-minute video. But it really inspires women that anyone can do anything. And that's what I want all the women that are listening to this to understand. Everyone is their own supermodel in their own body. Any woman can get in shape from building the foundation to their body and understanding who they are, which is why I built a platform of exercise, because I think that people don't realize you can't start and build a house from the 5th floor, 4th floor, whatever your mansion or dream house is. You need to start from the foundation.
And through that, it just started bringing me different people. And then I started working with different musicians. I got the opportunity to train Taylor Swift for 2 years for her tour, to have the opportunity to train Leonardo DiCaprio for The Wolf of Wall Street. And the opportunity to grow into who I am as a person was learning and understanding. Because each and every type of person you train has a different body type, and lifestyle. Exercise is to learn about you, to understand how your mind and brain and body connect. And so as I started to work with all these different clients from all different walks of life, you know, whether it's overweight, underweight, people that were playing professional sports, people that were playing intramural sports, this is what gives you the movement. This is what teaches you the method. This is how my method evolved. Because I looked at each individual on who they were, what their lifestyle was like, and I created exercise based on that. Be the best that you can be in the body that you yourself have been given, because every body is different and every body is different.